My name is Soni Kumari, and I'm assistant professor in ABES Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Today's session will be about KNN algorithm. For the convenience and better understanding, I have divided KNN algorithm in two parts, part 1 and part 2. The part 1 will be consisting of the basic concept and what are the steps involved in KNN algorithm, where we use. And in the second part, we will implement this algorithm with the example. So you can say the part two will be the explanation of part 1. Moving forward, introduction. What is KNN? The word KNN stands for K nearest neighbor. So you might be thinking, what is K and what is our nearest neighbor? So here K is the number of nearest neighbor. That means you can say K is the number of closest neighbor. And for what purpose this algorithm is used? It is used for the prediction based on the nearest neighbor. And K will be the number of the nearest neighbor. It is an example of lazy learning. Why KNN is lazy learning? Because it just memorizes the concepts. It doesn't understand. It only memorizes the concepts. So it is the example of lazy learning. KNN is used in ANN, that is artificial neural network, data mining, machine learning, data science. Moving further. These are the steps involved in KNN algorithm. Right now, I will just explain you the steps, but it will be more clear when you will understand the example. That is part 2. It is related to this steps. Okay. For right now, I will explain you what are the steps, and finally you will implement with the example in part 2. So at first, we will assign the value of K. We will assign the value to the K. So what is K? K is the number of nearest neighbor. Generally, it ranges from 3 to 5. That means you can take the value of K as 3, 4, or 5. It is generally recommended. After assigning the value of K, we will calculate the distance between the new data for which you have to predict the value and the available data. And how you find the distance? Here we use the Euclidean distance that you might have studied in class 10. That is how you calculate the distance between 2 points, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Okay, so similar formula we will use here, and you will see this in example in more detail. That will be in part 2. And after that, that means after finding the distance, you will arrange them in ascending order. In step 3, what you have to do? You will find the K nearest neighbor. It means that if you have assigned the value of K, then you will find, if you have assigned the value of K as 3, you will find 3 nearest neighbor to the new data. And finally, assigning, you will find what is the majority. If the majority of the class is given to the given data, this thing will be more clear with the examples. I will explain it in 2 ways. First, in this part, I will explain with the diagram. And in second part of KNN, I will explain these things with the examples. So here you can see that I have taken a graph. And here you can find that we have 2 classes. One is in red color, another is in blue color. So we have 2 classes. Now we have been given new data. Okay, we have been given new data. This is the new data, okay, this green one. And we need to predict whether this new data that is in green color will belong to this class, blue one, or it will belong to the red class. We need to predict this. How we will do? Here, KNN algorithm will help us to find whether this data, given data or new data, will belong to the class red or will belong to the class blue. In this part, I am explaining this with example. I will explain same thing with the numericals in second part. Now, once you have been given the new data that was in red color, okay. After that, as we have taken the value of k as 3, that means we have to find 3 nearest neighbor, which is closest. Nearest means that is closest. So you can see this one is closest to the new data point. This one is closest. This one is closest. So these are 3 points which are closest to the new data points. Now, you can observe that the majority of the point which was nearer to the new data point was in red color. So we will finally assign the new data point to the red color. These are the references you can go through for more informations. Thank you.